haven't heard of whatever the guest is bringing to us. And I've never heard of a success timeline before. So can you first of all just tell us what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. So, when I refer to the success timeline, this is the timeline that our soul aligns with most in order to receive all of our life lessons and gifts and success and joy and pleasure and all of that. However, there's infinite timelines. We can have an infinite number of experiences and life lessons, but there is what I call like an ideal timeline, our success timeline, which is where we're really in the flow, right? Like we're in our zone, we're in the flow. It's going so well. We kind of wonder, is this happening to me or am I making it happen? Like, what is it? And it is the success timeline is a paradox. It's both happening by you and also for you. And so when we apply that to business, we learn how to, generate money, become a sovereign being, know that our success and our source is not within a 9 to 5, unless, of course, that calls to you. So our success timeline is when we're just in the flow of life. We're in the flow of life. It just is, we're not arm wrestling the universe. We're moving with it.
Wow. When did this come to be for you? When did you create or figure this out?
Oh, it has been such a journey. I really can't say that it was one time, but it was almost like it's been an evolution. It compounded. So when I first started giving readings, I was in high school, actually younger than that, but professionally giving readings to women who were in business or they were C-suite level executives. That's where I really started grounding in some of these truths. Some were relative truth that eventually faded and evolved, and some have been absolute truth, which meant they have just stayed tried and true. So it's been an evolution, but I remember explaining to these women at the very first circle that I held, and that I could see infinite timelines that they were on, and one was highlighted, and that was the success timeline. And this was much different than any other spiritual mentor or anything that I had ever heard before. I lived in a very small, white, conservative town. We were practically ran out for being witches. And so describing this to people, they're like, what the heck are you talking about? And there was only so much I could explain with my humanness, with my human words, because it was coming through intuitively. And so that initial piece of these endless amount of timelines started when I was about 15, when I really started going back into an expanded state of consciousness and accessing that realm and asking for more details, right? Like, what does this really mean? How is it relevant? It's so out there. How does it even apply to the human experience? And so over the years, over the last 20 years, it has kind of just compounded from that moment of describing it to those circle of women.
Wow.
Yeah.
So since you were